it starts, family. Yo, I got a couple of minutes before I got to get up and get out. And you know what it is. I'd like to welcome you to the congregation of the mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Oh, anime is hyped and ready to go. Let's see how Simba is, right? Of course, you know this is the Daily Toast. This is a Heart of Simba production. Sounds pretty good. Let me see something here. Nope. Alright, the other day was letting me zoom in and zoom out. Of course, you know this is a Heart of Simba production. This is a Daily Toast. But we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Got a couple of minutes before I gotta get up out of here, but here we go. That's right. Grab your glass, grab your water. It's about to go down.
Mr. Titty.
Hold on. Drink your water. Come on. Drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Oh, yeah, that's right. First, breathe, then drink. Lift your glass and drink some water. Twist the cap and drink some water. Lift your glass and pour some water. Pour your water. Drink. Or should I say, pour, then drink. You want to move and touch your ancestors, my boy. Move your body, then drink some water. Move your body, then drink some water. Move your body. Drink. But first, move, then drink. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass. Drink. Or should I say, raise, then toast. Take your breath and drink some water, right? Lift your glass and drink some water, right? Move your body, drink some water. What? Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. You got it. Or breathe, drink, eat, move. Got it, right? Take your breath. Move, lift your glass. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Where are we right now? Alright, let's be clear on it. We are in Imani. For some of you, it's the beginning of the week. For others, it's the end of the week. However it is, it's your business. Right? Now, family, listen. On Imani, it's a day of faith. Right? The M7 that we teach is trust. The meiotic principle is harmony. Right? The color is grief. The color is red. Alright. go. There we go. There we go. We want to make sure it's right here, Gye-Nyame Journey. You know, we want to be vibrating at that right frequency. Yeah, I'm going to throw that iron up on these on a regular basis, because that, that's kind of, making me feel a certain type of way. What's up, Quasi Lo? All right, the Hermetic law of the day is gender. We're gonna have to have a talk about those Hermetic laws, right? We got male name. Oh, male name. Today, the male name is Quasi, and that's you too, Cleve, right? Yeah. We got Quasi Long, we got Quasi Cleve over here, and we got female, it's Akasua, or Aksuas. Yeah, it's Akasua, right? So we gonna, but today now, I told y'all that we was gonna go on and check out some of these signs of these fallen civilizations, right? We need to really, really look at what's going on with these signs of fallen civilizations. And it's not that your brother Hatim is a doomsayer. I'm not a doomsayer, but I do believe in being prepared for any outcome, right? We need to be prepared for any outcome. So, and one of the things that history can properly do, it is help forecast the future. You know what I'm saying? Because stuff works in a cycle. And if you have a key understanding of that at the right times, you can take advantage of that fact and use it for you and your group. And I'm saying, hey, it's some stuff going on that look kind of familiar to historians, right? Right about this time. I got to wait for the whole piece to be pulled up. So go and drink your water. Computer moving slow, y'all. Uh-oh, Miss C-Lo is in the house. How you doing, Miss C-Lo? I put the number up on Spreaker. Now I got to put the number up on Facebook so that those that want to call in can call in. Call in number 614-556-4535. All right. All right, here we go. Let's see. I got it up here on the timeline. We got to go through the timeline. So yesterday we spoke about, this, whatever this dude's name that's being Kavanaugh. All right, here we go. Following ancient Rome footsteps. Now, y'all do know that they kind of built this up on the pride of being Romans. Y'all really need to be careful when y'all be hearing people talking like this, right? Rome and Spartans and shit like that. Listen, you better look at some history. Let's just say that. This from October 1st, 2015. 2 overlooked characteristics of an empire in decline. Now, they do have ones with 7 and 10. I wanted to kind of keep it short, right? There are many reasons why Imperial Rome declined. By 2 primarily. Now, y'all like, well, what that got to do with us? Because it was an empire. And whether you know it or not, you are existing in an empire. All right? You stop. This is stop. I know you don't believe it, but this is an empire, right? There are many reasons why Imperial Rome declined, but 2 primary causes that get relatively little attention are moral decay and soaring wealth inequality. The 2 are, of course, intimately connected. Once the moral of the ruling elite degrade, what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine too. I previously covered 2 other key characteristics of an empire in terminal decline: complacency and intellectual sclerosis, which have turned a failure of imagination. Michael Grant describes these causes of decline in his excellent account, The Fall of the Roman Empire, a short book I have been recommending since 2009. This is not me. The author is Charles Hugh Smith, and this is from the Business Insider. So let's read what his friend in his book that he hyping up. See, that's how they do each other. They hype up each other's book. Need some of y'all getting out there and hyping up my book. There was no room at all in these ways of thinking for the novel apocalyptic situations which have now arisen. A situation which needed solutions as radical as itself. The status quo attitude is a complacent acceptance of things as they are without a single idea. This acceptance was accompanied by greatly excessive optimism about the present and the future, even when the end was only 60 years away, and the empire was already crumbling fast. Rutilius continued to address the spirit of Rome with the same supreme assurance. This blind adherence to the ideas of the past ranks high among the principal causes of the downfall of Rome. If you were sufficiently lulled by these traditional fictions, there was no call to take any practical first aid measures at all. And what I'm trying to do is sound the siren of first aid, right? At least for us, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, hey, let's start learning how to produce some of our own food because shit might get rocky in soon. You know what I'm saying? Let's learn how to work together and let's start eliminating those from our circles that we can't trust. I'm just being all the way real with you because if something do go wrong, even a little bit, right? As we may see with these tax changes as they really hit. Right now, everybody getting a little boost, right? Everybody getting a little boost. But some of us is not going to get as big of a boost as we are used to. And we're going to see how that's going to turn out for a lot of people. All right? A lengthier book by Adrian Goldsworth, How Rome Fell, Death of a Superpower, addresses the same issue from a slightly different perspective. Glenn Stehill, commenting on 9/16/15 on a thread in the excellent website peakoilbarrel.com, operated by the estimable Ron Patterson. Man, he giving out shots to his boys. Shots! I don't get no shots. CeeLo, you don't never give me no shots. You don't never talk about my books. Y'all don't. Oh, God. This man done bigged up two of his friends in the first two paragraphs. What do I got to do? All right, I'm over it. Operated by the estimable Ron Patterson. My fault. He big up three of his friends in two paragraphs. 2 books and a website. What do I got to do? I made a number of excellent points that I am taking the liberty of exerting. With thanks.
This call is being recorded.
All right, somebody on the line. Who that on the line? Crazy Low, is that you, man? Oh, that's CeeLo?
It's CeeLo.
Oh,
it's CeeLo. Now, listen here.
Go ahead.
There's a very good reason I've never done that.
Uh-oh. What's the reason?
I've never read one of your books.
Well, I guess you can't big up it if you ain't read it. You know what I'm saying?
So I guess we need to take care of the first part. I need to get one of your books and read it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We'll handle that.
We will take care of that. And yeah. So that's all. Go ahead. Continue.
All right. The set of values developed by the early Romans called mos maiorum. It's called mos maiorum. Peter Turchin explains in War and Peace and War, the rise and fall of empire was gradually replaced by one of personal greed and a pursuit of self-interest. Probably the most important value was virtus, which is virtue, which derived from the word vir, meaning man, and embody all the qualities of a true man as a member of society, explained Turchin. Virtus included the ability to distinguish between good and evil and to act in ways that promote good and especially the common good. Unlike Greeks, Romans did not stress individual prowess, as exhibited by Homeric heroes or Olympic champions. The ideal of hero was one whose courage, wisdom, and self-sacrificing saved his country in the time of peril. Turchin adds. What's up, Miss Essex? And Turchin goes on to explain, unlike the selfish elites of the later periods, the aristocracy of early republic did not spare its blood or treasure in the service of the common interest. When 50,000 Romans, a staggering one-fifth of Rome's total manpower, perished in the Battle of Cannae, as mentioned previously, the Senate lost almost one-third of its membership. This suggests that the senatorial aristocracy was more likely to be killed in war than the average citizen. Y'all know what the Battle of Cannae was. I wish one of my historians was on here. Y'all need to check out what the Battle of Cannae was. I'm just speculating, but I think the Battle of Cannae might have something to do with your black ass. But hold on. The wealthy classes were also the first to volunteer extra taxes when they were needed. A graduated scale was used in which the senators paid the most, followed by the knights and then the other citizens. In addition, officers and centurions, but not common soldiers, served without pay, saving the state 20% of the legion's payroll. Now I want y'all to hear what's going on here. Now we gonna wrap it up in a second, but hold on, cause they got graphs and all that. Hold on. All right, where we at? I lost my place. All right, here we go. The richest 1% of Romans during the early republic was only 10 to 20 times as wealthy as the average Roman citizen. Now compare that to the situation in the late antiquity, when an average Roman noble or of senatorial class had property value in the neighborhood of 20,000 Roman pounds of gold. Excuse me. There was no middle class comparable to the small landholders of the 3rd century BC. The huge majority of population was made up of landless peasants working land that belonged to nobles. The peasants had hardly any property at all, but if we estimate it very generously at 1/10 of a pound of gold, the wealth differential would be 200,000 times. Inequality grew both as a result of the rich getting richer, as a result, hold on, my camera went out. As a result of the rich getting richer, the late imperial centers were 100 times wealthier than their republican predecessors, and those of the middle wealth becoming poor. Do you see any similarities with the present day realities? Great question. They throw up charts and everything up here so that you can see the similarities. So basically, the decay of morality and the growing wealth gap. Family, I told y'all the other day, we are in the time of the $1 billion company. Apple hit $1 trillion company. Apple hit $1 trillion. Google is right behind it at 800 billion right now. Right? Wealth is calcifying and being frozen. The middle class is slowly but surely disappearing. People's savings are being looted. You know what I'm saying? So we got, y'all, it's some stuff coming. I don't know what, but I'm just learning how to count, getting my son ready to do some gardening. I don't know. I'm just letting y'all know. 2 signs. I gave y'all 2 signs. We go through. Y'all want some more signs of fallen civilization before I get up out of here?
But what of those tree rats?
Yep, go for it.
All right, let's see. Let's see what else we got. Okay, I got to go to here. Hold on. Let me go here. I got to go to my push bullet because I pushed it, right? So, America exhibiting all the signs of the fall of a falling empire. Let's go and look at that one. This from a Washington blog. What's that beat in the background, CeeLo?
Oh, my windshield wipers. Hold on. Let me,
No, keep them on. You got to drive. Go on and mute it when you're
I'll
ready.
mute myself.
Right.
Yeah.
America exhibiting all of the signs of a fallen empire. The American empire is quickly declining. Consummate in man. Look at that. God, I sound like the Great Pumpkin. Consummate insider Colonel Lawrence Wilkerson, former chief of staff to Colin Powell and now distinguished adjunct professor of government and public policy at William and Mary, notes that the U.S. is exhibiting all of the signs of a fallen empire, including relying on massive military force and using a gigantic complex to support it as the be-all and end-all of power, and belittling diplomacy, maintaining standing armies instead of disbanding military forces between wars, using more mercenary forces than citizen troops, spending disproportionately large amounts of blood and treasure in order to counter the threats on the status quo, which simply exacerbate the threat against the empire, going ethically and morally bankrupt, ending up having bankers and financiers ending up running the real power, suffering great hiccups in finances and trade. The leaders no longer really believe in or follow the ideals of the founders. Damn. All right. The U.S. is also following the age-old recipe for imperial decline. Let me tell you where y'all can find this because he got some links in here. This was done on October 2015. It's in the Washington blog, and I don't see an author on here. All right. He got links. The U.S. is also, who got on all of this cologne or perfume? It's too much.
Did you post this article on your Gye-Nyame journey?
No, no. I'm gonna post it up right now.
Yeah, I want to check this out because all the signs are there. So we are clearly there.
Oh man! And this is from 2014. Now here you go. The U.S. is following the age-old recipe for imperial decline by creating unsustainable levels of inequality, destroying upward mobility. He got links for the first one, creating unstable levels of inequality. He got a link for destroying upward mobility, encourage staggering levels of debt to finance war and luxury goods. He got a link for that, debasing its currency. Link for that, military overspending, runaway corruption, apathy and greed, and the decline of the American empire speeding up due to the U.S. Falling into the Thucydides trap. So, and that basically ends that right there. But there's some comments at the bottom. I won't really go into it. I'm gonna let y'all go and read it for yourself. I'll post it up on Gye-Nyame Journey right now, so that y'all don't have to necessarily look for that. And then we're gonna get into our toast, and I'm gonna get out here and get to the prompt. All right, here we go. Let's see. Where we at? How do I post this up? There we go. I'm posted right here. Gye-Nyame Journey.
Radio.
Yeah. Gye-Nyame. Okay, cool. I'll post it on 21 Day and Goose Saba Challenge as well. Gye-Nyame Journey on Facebook. Gye-Nyame Journey on Google Plus. Okay, let's post it up. Let's post it up. Paste. There it is right now, CeeLo. It's up now. So, all right. Now, first, we got to, reconnect. Gye-Nyame Journey. Reconnect, damn it. What's going on here? Gye-Nyame Journey can't be disconnected. You must have a Hootsuite as an app on Facebook. Oh, man, I got to go through and do all that. All right, hold on. All right, I will share it. 11:30. Prawn got 11:30. All right, here we go, family. So, we're going to put on some drinking water music. Let's find something nice. You know I got to limit it because my library shuts down on me. So let's do, where is, I'm going to put on Ashibu again. Where Ashibu? All right. Let's do the pledge.
I am a Gye-Nyame man. I was born for greatness. My greatness comes from my potent center. I pledge to find and connect with my center. I pledge to build my spirit, mind, and body. I pledge to use my hands to build a better world for myself, my loved ones, and my community. I pledge to use my mind to think deeper, further, and higher to create a better reality for myself. I pledge to live my life and go beyond all my self-imposed limitations. I pledge to promote the principles of the Gye-Nyame warriors and to assist all those who are seeking the path to success. I pledge all these things first to myself, my teachers, to all my relations, and to my higher power. I am Gye-Nyame. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
All right, finish the water, so now let's get our drink together. My last little bit. I got Quasi a little bit up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Got him a little bit. And now it's time for me to brew again. So we gonna brew again.
What if those tree squirrels come?
What if they come for what? It ain't no tree squirrels, a tree rat. Tree rat. Tomato stealing, no good tree rat. Oh, y'all know when I put the week, when I went out there and I showed you the tree rat eating the tomato on the show? Do you know that the very next day, the tree rat was sitting out on the front porch waiting for me to come home so he could confront me. Sitting right on the step. Sitting right on the step.
These tree rats is getting bold.
They getting
must
bold.
be Trump supporters.
They must, hey, they're like, hey, man, you're right. You like, America, we're going to make America great again. He's sitting right on my step.
I'm gonna make your garden great again.
I'm telling you, listen, I'm not lying. The tree rat was sitting on the front porch waiting to check me for putting him on YouTube. Do you believe? Can you believe it? Like,
how you gonna put me on blast?
Why you gonna put me on blast? You know what I'm saying?
I ain't saying no release.
That's why I'm great. That's why I voted for the Great Pumpkin. I'm gonna get rid of you. How dare you go and post me on Facebook? Right? I'm sitting on the porch. I'm sitting up here like I seen Cleveland throwing something. No, that was the second time. It was 2 times that we've been affronted by a tree rat. First off, they don't like us calling them tree rats. Because actually they want to be known by their politically correct name. Squirrel.
What?
It's a squirrel. It's a politically correct word. But when you call them what they really are,
it's a rat with a bushy tail.
That's all it is. It's a tree rat. That's all it is. But when you call it that, you expose the reality. Sound familiar?
I agree.
Sound familiar?
Yep. You ain't supposed to call out reality.
That's right. That's right. You know what I'm saying? And there's magic behind. There's a magic idea behind that. Because what the ancients used to say is, when you know the name of something, you can control it. So if you are being forced to call something by a false name, then you don't have control over it.
You have no power.
You have no power over it. So let's get this toast on. Calling on the Creator by whatever name you choose to call the Creator. We lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. From there, we move to our list of ancestors that is growing, and I'm so glad that it's growing. That means that our family is growing. So calling on Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robin the Tex, Anna Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley. Oh, was somebody else on the line? Hold on.
I've been on the line. I just ain't say nothing.
Oh, what's up, bro? You got something you want to share before I get into the ancestors' names? And you got some ancestors you need to add to the list?
I mean, I'm gonna call them out. I'm gonna go back on mute though. I just was listening. It's just easier to listen on the line sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miles Brown, Ms. Ann, Robin the Tex, Anna Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley, Georgia William Walter, Christopher Andy Gasson, Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland Geneva Brown. Thank you, Sasha. Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Afire Brown, and Sasha said Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara.
Why are you laughing?
None, because she gonna be heard. Barbara Twigs, Watch Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Monte Q. Pittman L. No More X, Pet Mara, Malika Fakua, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Hayes, Grace Lundy, Inez Hayes, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pullian, the Luxter Brother, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McQuay, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rendelman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Weller, Vita Farmer, Augusta Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Deolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolin, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Lorena Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Delrita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, May Therese, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineau, Elder Amatep Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Delma Triggs, Thomas Alula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Frank Russell Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, DeFridas Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scanterbury, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Mian Johnson, Wilbert Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pena Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensenball, Hazel Gaston, Jerry Bradley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parson, Jason Cathy, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Boots Jefferson, Dan Wilkerson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavers, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Roy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Haley Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet McCase, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Needle Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr. Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Kofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Hairston, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erleton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staton, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Bet Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beer, Tim Butler, Ramey Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Baba Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, J.C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Morel Ellis, Elizabeth Battles, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan Phyllis Barnett, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rayshawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Cofer, George Swan, Edmonia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael and Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edward McNabb. Woo! Man, the family is growing. The family is growing. We got those ancestors. And, you know, for African hell is being forgotten, so we strive to never forget ours. All right, so we lift up our glass to those ancestors. From there, we move to the present moment. And because I got to get up out of here. We already covered what we in. We on Imani. We know the day is red, so we on Imani. We lift up that glass and we say Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? From the past, from the present, which we have to master in order for our children to have a future. We have to master the present. So we lift up the glass. We lift up the glass for mastering the present, and then we move to the future. We toast our future generation. We toast our children, our children's children, on to infinity, and we say Ashe. Now, where do we go from there, family? Are you ready? We move to all of our relation, and we lift up our glass and we say Ashe, and now we move to that selfish toast. What is it that you need in your life, family? The ancestors creator are here. Don't waste it. Go on, get it in. All right, cool. Now, last but not least, I toast the most powerful being in the room, and that's you. I lift you up, and I say Ashe, 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 Ashe. You. All right, family, let's toast up. Got that mature and dry ambrosia. Man, so now, I was doing actually, stuff come to you when you start vibing on stuff. So I figured out how to take out some of the yeast so that I can maintain some of the sweetness for those of you that like it sweet. Those of you that like it dry, right, with no sweetness, and even some of the yeast in there because it's real good for you. Figuring out a way to get that to handle it for you. So now I can have that dry ambrosia or that undry. You know what I'm saying? That's sweet. You know what I'm saying? And it'll stay sweet for a longer period of time. All right? So family, this is Brother Hatim. I'm out. I gotta get some pants together. I already got my shirt for the day. And so I gotta get some pants together, and I need to get something for the Karamu afterwards. All right. So family, this is Brother Hatim. It was a pleasure chilling with you. Remember, we're here every day toasting the ancestors. I will see you tomorrow between 5:15 and 5:30 a.m. And family, keep your head up. You know what I'm saying? Remember, you are now rocking with the congregation of the mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is a Heart of a Simba production. Of course, you know this has been the Daily Toast. But we strive to blow up those old paradigms. Let them go. Let them go! We out. Peace out, Facebook. Peace out, Spreaker.